In the last episode of Pixar's Adventure Park, we started to make the Ratatouille land, making very detailed buildings and the iconic Gusto sign. Hello everyone and welcome back to Pixar's Adventure Park, episode 20. Alright, this is going to be a big episode. I'm really excited, so let's just get straight into it. As you know, we are building a Ratatouille themed area. We got the little street done in the last episode, which means we can now start on the main ride, which I have already done some concepts and some testing for it. So let me quickly show you the idea and some of the tests that I've done. So over here, I have made a whole piece of concept art here of how the ride's going to work. So let's go through it quickly. So on the left here, we're going to have the station, which is going to be right back in this corner here. It's then going to come into this area here, which is going to be the fridge. It's going to be right where I'm standing here in this little area. It's going to have two shelves on either side of it. It's going to have food up it, and we're going to be like jumping up and down the different levels of the shelves and stuff. It's going to be really cool. Then at the end of this little scene, we're going to have a massive drop into the first kitchen scene, which is going to be underneath the fryers here. And then on the left here, we're going to have a big screen that's going to show like the whole kitchen, because I'm not going to be able to build this whole kitchen because it's going to be too big. So by making a screen, it should hopefully give the immersion that we're actually inside the kitchen. As we're going down through here, there'll be a couple little turns and stuff as the fire underneath turns on, kind of like the actual ride does. Then on the right here, this isn't final, but this is just going to be like some mouse tunnels. It's just going to be kind of transferring from the first scene to the next scene, which this next scene here is going to be another kitchen scene, except we're going to be on top of this stove this time. It's going to have the iconic scene with the soup where, you know, Remy's throwing a bunch of stuff in, and then there's going to be a little splashdown area in the actual like sink itself. Then it's going to go underneath back to the station, and yeah, I think it's a really solid idea, and I think it's going to work really nicely. Now, these screens, let's quickly show you how I'm going to have these work. Now, I did a little test here with just the background of what's like back here, and you can kind of see like it's like a slight forced perspective effect on this, and I think it works nicely. And I only used 4 image panels for this, so I know as a fact that once I use more, it's going to be really sick. All right, that was a lot. Let's just get started and build this coaster. The very first thing we need to do, of course, is build the station. And according to this little concept, it's going to be like right there. So block out the station a little bit like this. It's going to be a very tight squeeze here, but I think it's going to work fine. And then we're going to have it turn off from the station. And then we can have this start to go up. And I think for this scene, we don't want it too tall. Maybe something like that I think will work. We'll have the end of the chain lift come to there. Before we do anything else though, we need to quickly just clear up the space and then add the actual like shelves. And this is going to be really cool. Okay, so we're going to need to leave a bit of space for this queue area as well. So we don't need much, but just a little bit. Okay, so we got a basic little shelf here. Now I may need to adjust the chain lift, but we can do that in a bit. And then each of these shelves I think are going to have, they're going to have 2 levels, or they're going to have 3. So there's going to be one close to the floor like that. And then for now, something like that will work nicely. And then we'll put the shelf here on the other side like that. Oh, this is gonna be such a cool scene. This end shelf here though, we want to like kind of offset this, and we can bring it back because we're of course going to have the massive drop here that's going to lead into that first kitchen scene right there. So we'll try something like that. Okay, so this is just placeholder, just so we can quickly get this coaster part done. And then once we do the coaster part, we can do the decorations in this scene and go from there. And then we can have this go normal. And then we can start doing some like very typical wild mouse movements. So we'll have it come to here, and at the moment I don't have any like actual plan of what I want to do for this part, so we're just gonna like cook up a little thing and see if it looks nice. Okay, and then we've got just like, I don't know, a little path here. It's nothing crazy, it's just a little bit of like turns and stuff, like, you know, it feels nice. And then we're gonna go to here, and this is where we're gonna have that first drop, which is gonna be just a little one. We're gonna have it come down here, and we're gonna have it go to this level here, and then I think we can have like a really cool like bank turn that goes all the way around here. Let's try and see if we can do that. Okay, I think I might be cooking up. And then at this moment I want to have like a block break here because it is a wild mouse, and you know they have like heaps of block breaks. We'll add a couple more like little turns and stuff, nothing too crazy, but then I have a cool idea for this next drop that I want to do. So at this point we're going to have it drop down like a lot, and we want it to like hit the floor and then bounce back up kind of thing. It's a very typical like wild mouse like feature to do, so we want to try and do that and see if we can make that like really nice. Go down like this, and then we need it to come back up. And I think This is a really cool little layout so far. I want to test it out and see how it feels. Okay, this is nice. Nothing crazy, just like some like little turns. We'll put a bit of food up on this top shelf here. And then we have the first drop here. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Okay, that's crazy. And then we have the second drop here as well, which is going to be that really cool little bounce one. Okay, okay. One thing I do think I can do is smooth this piece out a little bit. And then one other issue I do have with this drop is not like the smoothest. So I think I'm gonna need to like adjust the angle of it a little bit. So we'll have it come up to like this height here. I think we'll just feel smoother and nicer. We're gonna have it like turn so sharp here because we're so close to hitting the edge there. And then, okay. After the big drop, we're gonna have the first kitchen scene, which is gonna be like right there. Let's test this bad boy out. I'm gonna be completely honest, the layout looks so good. I don't know how to explain it. It just looks like fun, satisfying. I don't know, but let's test this bad boy out. All right, I'm hoping this is just like really smooth and the whole thing's like perfect, so I don't have to tweak it too much. Because I feel like if I start tweaking things, it's gonna become, I'm gonna ruin it. Very slow part of the ride, but you know, it's fine. This is like just one like small part of the whole coaster in itself. Okay, we need to do something about that. Let's redo this whole bottom part here, make it a bit quicker. So it still will be very slow, but it should hopefully just be like quicker. Okay, things I'm gonna take away from that is this bottom area is trash. I gotta figure out how to make it better. I'm thinking getting rid of this bottom shelf here. Or maybe just getting rid of half of it could work. You know what, let's give it one more try. I'm gonna go from just behind that block break there and we'll see if I can get it anywhere cool. Okay, and then we have the drop here. Nice, okay, okay. And then we have like the mini third drop here. Some pretty tight turns, but so far it's not bad. It's just not the quickest, but you know, we knew that was going to be the case. All right. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. And then we have the block breaks here. And then at that point, it starts to head back to the second chain lift there. That's nice. I like that a lot. Okay, so now that we have that done, I do want to do the design of these shelves, and then we can do some food, and then we can enclose this area with a shell building, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's ungroup this quickly. And we're just going to use 3 of these to get like the basic shape quickly. Now I'm going to want to make like metal trims for this. Okay, there's the trims done. And now I'm gonna delete this middle part just for now, because we're gonna do this in very high detail. Okay, and then this part is gonna be really stupid and a big mistake, and I'm gonna regret it, but it's gonna look really cool, so let's do it. We're gonna do like a metal like grate effect, and then pretty much we're just gonna do this. It's really stupid, but I think it's gonna look really cool. And then we just gotta do the exact same thing, but with the other side. Oh my gosh, this looks really good. Rest in peace the size limit, guys. Are we cooked? Oh my goodness, this ride is gonna look insane. Okay, let's quickly clean this up, and then we can make the actual like support pillars, I guess you call it, that hold up these shelves, and then we can put these in place and see how it looks. Okay, so we finished it. It looks so good. I'm so happy with it. All right, let's see if I can even group this or if it's gonna be too many parts. And then with that done, we can start to just add the other levels. So we're gonna copy that down like that. And now that we got that, we can work on like the things that hold it up. So let's see if we can like do something very simple but nice. Okay, now we got like a simple little like structural support thing done, I guess you'll call it. So let's just put these into each corner. I'm thinking maybe we could even like put one in every like little segment. Let's try something. And I think something like that will just be so nice. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay, we can put that in place. And then we can just start to grab each other level and put these in place as well. There we go. We can remove that. Oh my gosh. Once I add food to this, it's gonna look so cool. All right, let's put this in the other corner as well quickly. Oh my gosh, this is wild. This is crazy. It's low-key a lot to look at, I will say. There's lots of these like squiggly like parts, but it looks good. Let's just see. I just want to see what it looks like on the POV of the ride. So at this moment, we'll still be in like a little mouse cave. And then up at this moment, we'll exit out into the kitchen. And this will be like the reveal. It will be there. Okay, and then we go down right here. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my gosh. But yeah, as you can see, there are a couple issues I will need to fix up. So let's do that. The first one is this level here. It's a bit too high up. So I'm just gonna slide it down a little bit. Another issue we have as well is there's some of these pillars that they're in the way of the track. So I'm just gonna delete those, and I don't think you're gonna notice it too much. I really like all these like support pillars because it feels like you're really ducking and weaving in between them. It's a really cool effect. Okay, now this next one is gonna be a difficult one to fix. Is we have this chain lift here that's kind of going through here, so we're going to need to just adjust this to make it fit nicely. Just doing a little fix like that is gonna work really nicely and easily. Of course, for this we're gonna need to get rid of some of these pillars as well. And then we just need to get rid of these little metal pieces, which is going to take just a minute, and I'll be back with you once I've done that. Okay, there we go. That looks really nice. It feels natural as well. Perfect. And then we pretty much just have to do the same thing up here as well. All right, I have done that now. It looks great. It just makes it feel complete. I'm pretty sure everything now has been adjusted for. There's nothing that's like hitting into any... Bruh. Never mind. Okay. There we go. Now I think everything has been done. So it's not hitting into anything or anything like that. We do need to enclose this. And one thing I have realized is I have made this very tall. So the roof for this is going to maybe be up at that height. So I'm going to have to like try and camouflage this in with some more like building roofs or something. But we'll see how we go. Okay, so with that done, I do want to enclose this. But before I do, I want to make some food items to put around here. They're not only going to look really cool, but they're going to add nice amounts of color to this place. It's going to be a really good addition that I think it's going to need. So let's go over to the side here and we can build some. Now, these are going to be very, very basic and simple. So I think the first one I'm going to do, a tomato, I guess you would call it. A tomato, I guess you would call it. What am I even? And then, of course, we can just add the leaves on top. Actually, what we could do, just to make this like extra cool, if I do something like that, and just like that, we got like a basic little tomato made. Well, it's not little, this is a pretty big tomato. I think it's a little too big, so we're gonna shrink it down a lot. And we have a tomato made. Okay, what other food could I make? Let's make some cheese. Some cheddar cheese. No, this is gonna be a pretty easy one to do. We can do that, and then we're just gonna paint this like yellow, I guess. I want to see if I do the cobblestone texture, will it look like the cheese with the holes in it? Not at all. That looks dreadful. Okay, we're gonna make that snow, and then the way I can add some of the cheese to it, or like the holes, is we're just gonna use a cylinder, and we're just gonna add like a whole bunch of these little holes onto it. Very simple. So we want to select a darker sort of cheese color, and we're gonna just do that, and it looks like cheese now. Crazy. Okay, so we got cheese, we got a tomato. What else can I make? What food do you guys put in fridges? Like, what does the kitchen have in it? Let's, you know what? Okay, they got grapes. We could do like a bunch of grapes. Okay, we got some grapes made. We're gonna paint these first ones green. There we go. And then same thing with the tomato, is we're just gonna use a bush for the top. Actually, does that look bad? I think it looks bad. There we go. That works better. And then we're gonna copy this across, and then we're gonna make some purple grapes. Okay, I'm gonna put these grapes into place now, just because I feel like I need to. Come over here. We're just gonna have them like hanging off the side. I feel like it would look nice. So we'll have the purple ones there, and then we can grab the green ones and bring them over as well. We could put the green ones just next to them there, but we can rotate these around like that. Oh, then we got some cheese. Let's put some cheese. I'm gonna have this little corner here be the cheese corner. So we're gonna bring this up. We can put it like right here, and we can bring it over here, make it bigger, and we can put a couple more pieces around this area. And I'm gonna have then I'm gonna make a really small piece just so they can like actually kind of see what shape this is. And then also on this bottom level here, we're gonna put some tomatoes in here, because why not? We'll just have like a massive bunch of tomatoes. Make some of these bigger and smaller than the others, you know, rotate them around a bit.
Cheese.
There we go. It's already just adding so much nice color. But that's only 3 different types of food. We need something else. A cool idea I think I have would be to do some sausages somewhere. Okay, let's figure that out. This looks kind of sus, chat. Sausages also have like these weird little things like that. Bro, I swear, if I get like a YouTube strike for these sausages, I'm gonna crash out. Very simple. We're gonna grab this and we're gonna try and put it somewhere hanging. I feel like would look really cool. Where's a good spot where there's like nothing? It's like nowhere I can put this where it's like not gonna be in the way. Over here. And then I'm also just gonna grab some sausages and put them up here because I feel like it's gonna be difficult to make a lot of food. This is starting to look good. All this food in place. What else could I put in here? Oh, I'm a genius. I just thought of the best idea. Oh my gosh. Now oh, there they are. Yes. Okay, so I built these for the Bugs Life land, but these are gonna be perfect to put in here. So let's grab these cans and I can put some up here. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna change the color of these. We're gonna make it like tomato soup cans is the idea. There we go. We can group that. And we could just place a couple of these up here. Rotate that. And then we can even have one that's like falling over on its side. Now, I would love to put the beans in, but they're too big. Or are they? Could I just like... Should I just put... I'm just going to put a massive beans in here, I feel like. Because I know they make like the big baked beans cans. Actually, you know what? We're going to put this over with the other cans because I feel like that we just need to do that, you know? Big can of beans. Big beans. What I'm going to do though, I think will be funny, is we're going to just make this more accurate and we're going to just add big onto the top. Okay, now that is accurate. We got the big beans. We got the big can of beans. Just to make that accurate. So like, if it was a normal can of beans, it would be this size. Actually, talking about normal can of beans, we could make a variant over here. We can make these ones the blue ones. Some cans, some meat. What else do I need? I don't know what other food I could put in. I could just like start to put more of this down. What about some veggies? That looks terrible. We are not putting that in. Okay, we need more food. You know what? I think we're just gonna copy the tomatoes over again. And we're gonna just put these over on this side here. Something orange would work. We could do carrots potentially. Okay, we're gonna make this orange wood. And then we can just make carrot. There we go. Easy, carrot. And then for this, we're going to, of course, need to add like the stem of the carrot, which we could do like an actual tree. Hold up, this might be crazy. Oh my gosh, that's wild. And then I think if we just make that wood green, oh, that looks terrible. If we make it dark green, oh my gosh. Okay, that looks great. We can group this. Can we make it smaller? We can make it smaller. Perfect. Let's put some carrots around. Just like that, we can add some carrots in. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for carrots. What else could I add? I could put more grapes around, actually. Is this corner here, maybe? Yeah, that works. Okay, what else? Oh, there's one thing, yeah. We could do some boxes. This can be a very cool but effective idea. And then for these boxes, I can do this really cool, simple effect to make them look like cardboard boxes. Perfect. There we go. And then for stuff like this, I can do that. And to just sell the effect that these are carrots, we can put one laying over the top of this box of carrots here. And we can even just have one like sticking out like that. Oh, that's amazing. Then the box of carrots, we can put this somewhere. Down here looks like a decent little area where there's not much. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, and then we just need to do more of these boxes, I feel like is the strategy here. Like one thing I said before is we need one of these boxes for a part of the track. So let's quickly do that. And one idea I have is I want to make this look like this box is still closed. And there we go. That will work perfectly. We can make a skinny box as well, because why not? We'll make it darker as well, just to add some extra depth. This is looking really cool. We just need to keep doing more food. That's all we need to do. Like, I've already got all these made. Actually, one thing I might do is just grab these boxes and bring them up to this top level. Because the top level, you're like barely up here, but we do need like some little things up here, you know? Okay, I'm trying to think of other vegetables that will be easy to do. Maybe even like fruits. We could do an eggplant. No. Vegetables. We do want colorful vegetables. We could do, let's do like some onions and some potatoes. Okay, so for the onion, it is like a disgusting color. It's more like orangey brown like that. And then we can just like, actually we're just gonna make these purple onions. That is a disgusting purple color. There we go. Okay, let's put some onions up here, shall we? You know what? We could also do some chilies. Let's try some chilies. There we go. That works perfectly. And we can even do like some orange chilies as well, and maybe just like a green one, just because, you know, they're not all the same color. Okay. Let's put some of these chilies up here. I think will be a nice little spot. Okay, it's a lot I'm gonna need. I'm gonna go off screen and I'm gonna make some more little food items here, and then I'm gonna come back and we can put them back in place. So I'll be right back with you. It has now been a little bit of time and I have made a whole bunch more food, as you can see here. Okay, first of all, I made just some basic broccoli. It looks pretty nice. I'm happy with it. Also made these 2 jars. I mean, you could call these like sauce jars, I guess. You could have like tomato sauce and then like some mushroom soup or something. I don't know. Then I have this like bag of like ground beef, I guess you could call it. I don't know. Yeah, looks cool. Made some little mushrooms, and then I made some very cool little eggs. I also made a cracked egg here just because I think that will look really cool. Okay, we can now put all of these in. I think this should be enough to fill the fridge. We will just need to copy a lot of the same food around just to make it look like there's more, but it should work well. I want to put these eggs in first, so let's do this. I have the perfect little place I want to put the eggs as well. So we're gonna bring these up to here. We'll just like add a slight angle to that to make it seem natural and nice. Perfect. And then also in this area, I am just gonna put some just eggs like kind of hanging around wherever, you know, just around the place. Just put some like that. Oh, pretty much we just want to put as much of these eggs in this little area as we can. And I think as eggs go, there should be enough in this little area. Actually, I think I want to add like one more just in this corner here. What we could even do, I think would just look nice, is have like a tiny stack of eggs just in the corner here. Because why not? We can do whatever we damn well please. Just something like that. Oh, that looks good. That's plenty amount of eggs. And then one last detail I want to do is just grab the cracked egg, and we're going to have it like one of these eggs rolled off and of course landed on the floor. And for now, we can just put that like around there. I think will be cool. Okay, this is looking cool. I like the eggs. One thing I want to do with these eggs is I want to put some cheese in this area as well. I don't know why, but like I feel like eggs and cheese are very, like you see them a lot together. I don't know if that makes any sense. I think I'm just delusional. This fridge is taking me so long. So I'm gonna put a piece of cheese in here because why not? You know what? We'll even put a piece over here. Very nice, very nice. What else? Okay, yes. I want to put this meat into place. I feel like I really like how the sausages are hanging. They add lots of vibrance because they're nice, like bright red. So I definitely think this ground beef would look good as well. I think we could squeeze one in here maybe. Hopefully it's not... Oh, no, that's going to be in the way. What about right there? We can put that there, and we can put one on this side as well. Actually, no, we can't put one on that side. All right, I think we'll put one there, and we can even put one just in this corner here. And then I want to put some of these somewhere else. So maybe near the eggs here. But I'm gonna move these to the other side, I think. Just next to these sausages will look nice like that. There we go. This is starting to look so good. There's lots in here. Okay. What other foods did I make again? Some broccoli. We can start to put some broccoli in place. Now, there is one little area here that is like lacking anything. So we need to add a lot here, which is this level here. And we can just add a couple, are they called sprigs of broccoli? Who knows? But yeah, we're going to put a couple of these down in this area here. And I'm thinking in this corner, I'm going to make this like vegetables kind of idea. That's what I want to do, is have a lot of vegetables in this corner. So we won't do too much broccoli. We can then, where are the carrots? I want to put some carrots in this corner as well. I feel like we could definitely put some more carrots in here. I think we could also add the mushrooms to this area as well, because those are new and those should be nice. You're joking, right? And let's just add like a bunch of these mushrooms, because you know mushrooms are small, so you need lots of them. I'm also going to copy some of these mushrooms over in between the tomatoes over here. And I think what I can also do is just grab a couple onions and I'll bring these down, because these are just, I love the color of these. They're just like bright and purple, and they just add so much like oomph to the scene, you feel me? Right about there should work nicely. This broccoli looks a little too close to the track, so we're going to move this back a little bit. Okay, so let's look. So the first level, I feel like I could add just a little something, and I think the jars will work really well for this level because we already have like a lot of these cans, so I feel like these would just make sense to add up here. So we're just going to put some in the back here. You probably won't even be able to see these once we enclose it, but you know, it still looks pretty nice. And then we can add a whole bunch over here. I'm also just going to grab these. I'm going to put them in that little corner back here as well. Just squeeze those in. Let me get the big beans. All right, I think the top level is looking complete for now. I think the second level is also looking nice and complete as well. The bottom level can use a little bit of work. Okay, let's add some stuff. Now, I'm going to put some onions down on this first level as well, just because the nice purple color just adds oomph, as I said before. Where can we squeeze these in? We can put these over in between this little turn here. Okay, what else could I add down here? I think I could put some more mushrooms, would be nice. We can squeeze some mushrooms just next to these tomatoes, whatever you call them. We could even just like scatter a couple around the cheese here. I think we can also squeeze in a couple eggs on that bottom level there as well, so we'll just grab like these. Then this bottom level, it's got lots of boxes, so I feel like we could continue that idea and just make this more like jars and cans. So let's copy some of these into place. Now, I don't want to use too many of these because of course we used a lot on that top level, so I think just in this corner like that should work well. That leaves this area open, so what can we put here? What is something like I feel like I haven't used much? I feel like I've used everything pretty well. I think maybe we could add some more broccoli down there. We need some more veggies. Looking nice. I'm gonna also squeeze a couple tomatoes down here, I think, as well. And with that, I think we've done the fridge. This looks so good. Like, oh my goodness. This is gonna be such a good ride. And this is like only the first room out of like maybe 4 massive scenes we're gonna do. And the next 2 scenes, they're gonna be like insanely like cool because they're gonna have screens and stuff. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be, I think, the coolest ride in the park so far. All right, with that done, I think now what I want to do is actually enclose this and make it look like the inside of a fridge somewhat. So let's get started with that. The first thing, of course, for this, we need to make the floor. Now, what do I want to do for the floor? We could do something really fancy, actually. I got a cool idea. Okay. Now, the floor is already, I was gonna just make it gray, but I don't want to do that because there's gonna be too much gray in the scene already. So I'm going to just make it this color for now. And we're going to make it concrete. And I want to see what it'll look like if I make like these large bricks on the floor. Okay, for this, I'm just going to copy this out and do it out here so these shelves aren't in the way. So I'm just thinking like adding this like cool little brick texture might honestly be really cool. Now this may not look good, but it may look amazing. So I'm just going to try it and we'll see how it looks. That looks pretty cool. Okay, let's copy this in and see if it's gonna look nice in here. I really hope this looks good because if it does, this is gonna be crazy. And the way I've made this, I should just be able to put it like that. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, that looks really good. Oh my goodness, this is really coming together now. So the brick does kind of come into this area here, but what I can do is just raise the floor a little bit in this part, and you won't be able to tell it's back there, so it's gonna work out fine. So it's gonna be a very tight squeeze as well for this queue because the queue's gotta be right here, but also the wall has to be there. So it's gonna be very difficult to do. What if we had like a window that you could see in? That could be a cool idea. We'll see. We'll do that later. I don't want to do that now because we have spent so much time already just on this like little fridge area. Okay, now we need to make the wall designs. I don't know how to speak, guys. So let's try and figure this out quickly. And I don't know what I'm going for exactly, but we're just gonna play around and see if anything cool comes from it. Now, I was gonna do like a design for the walls, but I feel as if it is already way too detailed in here. Like, if I have extreme detail here, yeah, it's gonna distract from like the actual like environment itself. So I want to be able to like keep that like its own. Oh my gosh, I just discovered a new issue. This wall is okay. How close can we get this to the edge of the border before it doesn't let me build it? Oh gosh. Okay, I think that is quite literally like the closest I can put that wall in without it. But yeah, I can't even go any further. And while I'm building this wall, I'm just making the back of it look nice because, of course, this is going to be like the shell building. So we want it to be decent. This is going to be the biggest freaking ride in this park. It's already the longest ride, and we've only done like a quarter of it. I think that height should be good enough. Almost taller than the Monsters Inc. building is crazy work. The issue I have discovered with this is that the shell building is going to be so big, it may peek over the top of the buildings here. So I'm going to have to just like add some extra buildings in the background. But that's a good thing because it'll make the city of Monstropolis look more like in depth and like detailed, I guess. Make it seem like it's not just like one layer of buildings. You feel like there's more out there. I'm also going to have to do the same with the French building here because, of course, like, yeah, you can already see the beams is peeking out over the top. Oh my gosh, that is so close to the wall. That is low-key stressing me out. And then now we can just copy this wall on the other sides as well. Out of park bounds? Wait, how? How is that out of park bounds? There we go. We can finish enclosing off this side as well. Now this area is going to be very difficult to do because we need it to come on an angle through here so it doesn't block the queue. That is ridiculously close to the freaking the Ratatouille bit. That is so close to those buildings. This is not good. Oh man, this is, I think I made this way too big. You know what? We can cover that up. We can make this work. It's gonna just take a little bit of work, but it should work nicely. Tell me that these are bigger than the beans. Okay, I got an idea to make this work better. I'm just gonna grab the top of the can and just lower it down. Damn, that is so close to hitting the roof. Oh my gosh. Too many problems. Okay. Let's put this last wall into place and then we can just start cleaning it up. There's gonna be a lot of cleaning up to do here. And then we're just gonna have to start fixing up little gaps like this here. Because it looks good. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna be so for real. I don't like the colors I've done with the walls. I'm gonna make them darker, I think. Because I just feel like the contrast would look nicer. Oh, not those. Actually, does it? The idea is I want the like walls of this place to kind of just be invisible. And then the main focus is just on the food and everything inside. Like the floor works nicely because already there was nothing here. Whereas like if you're looking over here, yeah, I think that would just be nice if it had a dark background. Like I feel like the color's gonna pop off it a bit better. Now the idea of course was this is gonna be one of those big metal walk-in fridges. So I'm gonna add a bit of metal just to make it nicer, of course. Let's do that. Okay, this is looking nice. The next thing I think I'm gonna do is just put the roof on because why not? The only issue I think I'm gonna find with putting the roof on top is that I'm not gonna be able to get in and out easily. So it's gonna get real dark in here as well, is another thing I've just realized. So we're gonna need to add lights as well, which is going to be a whole nother thing. This show building makes the rest of the park look small. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. I can't lie. This is very big and like out of place, I guess. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is quickly make very basic little entrance for the coaster to go inside of. Not only is this going to be good for the coaster, but it means I'm going to be able to get back inside. There we go. Oh, it is very dark in here. Let's work on some lighting that I think will be a good idea. Okay. First of all, let's go outside and make a big blue light because this is a fridge and fridges have those like red and blue lights. So yeah, for this we're gonna use some of these nice glass primitives, which are my absolute favorite. They're so good. We're just gonna make the transparency a lot more visible like that, and then we can just get one of these massive light orbs and put it inside. And for this light orb, we're gonna do it blue, but we want it to be like fridge blue. I think that's good, fridge blue. With this, we can just plop it in there. And we're gonna just have it sticking out just so I can see it still. There we go. Let's go inside and see if it looks nice. Okay, that looks interesting. I think I want to adjust them a little bit though. So let's come back up. It's way too like bulky and big, I feel. So let's make it just fit nicer. And then we can just put these back in. And instead of 3, I think we could just get away with having 2. Now these aren't going to be the main light sources. This is just going to be some ambient lighting to get that like blue light that we want. Oh, that's looking nice. But it still is very dark. So we're going to turn the brightness down and turn the range up a whole bunch. There we go. That's nice. That's what we want. But you can see it's very dark. So how do we add lights to this? I got to cook here. I got to cook an absolute storm up. That's what I got to do. I don't want to just use like spotlights or light. I think the best bet is just going to be using light orb. Now we do want this to be very ambient lighting still. We don't want it to be like too bright in here, but we want it to be like somewhat dark. Okay, I think that's all right for now. We'll adjust it later, but there is one thing I do want to do that I think is going to be a really cool effect. So we're gonna bring this light out here, and we're gonna make a main big light. So we'll do that, and then we're gonna just make this like lightish yellow, lightest like orangey, I guess. We're gonna make this the main sort of source, but then we're gonna have a cool little scene I want to do in here. Okay, so the idea is for this ride is this is like kind of where they're stealing the food from inside. So I want the light to turn off at a certain point, like at this point the light turns off and then you run out of here really quickly. So let's quickly set that up. There we go. And we're gonna make this turn off for like this 3-second sound. Okay, let's delete these light orbs in here. Let's quickly test this and see how it's gonna look with the lighting effects. I think it should look pretty cool. We'll see. So this looks nice. So this is what it should look like. Oh my gosh, this looks really cool. So once it hits that piece of track, the lights are gonna turn off. So let's see how this is gonna look. All right, here he comes, here he comes. Okay, I like it, but the lights do need to be off for longer. I think 5 seconds will be good enough. And the last thing I do need to do is still very dark in here, so I do need to add extra light orbs around. I'm thinking of just putting them on the floor, hiding them underneath. So let's do that quickly. Okay, I've done a lot of work with lighting now. It has been a minute. Let's test this right out and see if it looks nice, you know? For real, like I do have the next lands planned out, but like I don't know how the rides in those lands are gonna beat this. Like it's just so good. Oh, this shot looks awesome as well. You see the cracked egg on the floor there. You get killed by a pole, but that's fine. Damn, a lot of those foods are going through the floor. I'm gonna need to fix that, but yeah. All right, here we go. The main effect, the lights going out. All right, and the lights go out, and then we run out of here. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Like, what I like about the lights going out as well at that drop there is that, like, for the other carts in this room, they could be, like, over here when the lights go off. And it's just, like, it's gonna look so cool. And the blue light looks so nice as well. Like, see? You could be, like, at this drop here when the lights go off. You could be anywhere. Man, I would love to ride this in real life. So, yeah. This episode is very long already. There's one last thing I want to do, and it's just quickly make like the lift hill area, which is going to be a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I'm going to be completely real. So the idea for this like lift hill is that it's going to be like tunnels made by the rats, I guess you could say. It's a basic idea, but I think it's going to look really cool with some basic decorations, like things I'm going to put in these rooms are going to be like some screws coming through the wall and stuff like that. So it should look pretty nice. And then the idea is that like to get into the fridge, they kind of like chewed their way through it. So yeah, and the color scheme I want for this is it's going to be like very brown. I think will just be pretty nice. For this, we're just going to like make this like a little enclosed tunnel as well. And pretty much the station's going to be the same sort of like theme as this. And now what I want to do is make it look like they've chewed their way through it. Now this is honestly something I probably should have done a lot earlier, but you know, we like doing things difficult here. Man, I could have honestly just made this the whole ride and it would be good, but you know, okay. So with this area here, I'm just gonna make it look like it's been chewed up. It should be pretty easy to do. We just gotta add like a bunch of like little, like make it look like broken, I guess. And of course for this, we want this to all be that same color. Just like that, make it look like it's been eaten into a little bit. Now, this is going to be a very difficult little room to do, I'm pretty sure. Instead of having these here, I think I might just make this like a decently open little room, and we'll see how that looks like. And the whole idea with this is we want it to be like layers because, you know, it is, they are digging through like war, so we're going to have like the structural and then the metal and then all that. So let's make this look nicer, shall we? This is crazy, the amount that I've done in this episode. Like I put myself through real pain for this one. So obviously here you can see these, but we can disguise these as buildings. later on. I'm not going to do it in this episode because I've already done way too much for one episode. Okay, that looks pretty good. Looks like chewed through nicely. I don't know, it looks pretty natural. The next thing I want to do is some cool little details. Is have like some wires coming out of the walls. Like it's not meant to, of course, be chewed through. Like they've chewed through wires. So we're going to do something very basic. We're going to make this like some like green color, I guess, will work nicely. And then at the end of the wire, we're just going to put some metal plate like that. Just like some little exposed wire, I think is cool. And then we can just like copy like a bunch of these around just for the nice effect of it. And then of course with this, we can just like randomly change the colors. So we could have a blue and then we can also do a red one. And then we'll just put like the same colors over here. Like this is where it was meant to go, like through the wall there. Oh, that looks pretty cool. And then one really cool thing I want to do is grab a light orb. We want the smallest one. We're going to stick it just in the end of the pipe like that. And then we're going to turn it all the way down and make it like a neon blue. And then we want to do blink. Oh, that's so cool. Just makes it look, oh my gosh. Makes it look like this little like electricity kind of like pulsing through it. There we go. That's a nice little effect. Very subtle thing, but I think it's like just those, it's the little things like this that make the rides really good. I spent way too long on just that minor little detail. Okay. I do, however, just need to clean this inside part up just very quickly. Now, we just gotta add a little bit of detail to this area, and then I'm gonna call it quits for this episode. There's gonna be a lot of things I'm gonna do off screen, but a lot of that is just gonna be fixing up things like the walls there. There's a couple little things in here I do need to fix up as well, like some of the vegetables and fruit are going through the floor there, things like that. So yeah, let's quickly do this little last part. We're not going to do the station just yet. We're just trying to try and map out what we want this area to look like. Now, the inspiration for this is actually a part of the ride. So pretty much it's just kind of like the inside of wood, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but it just like kind of goes up like this. And then for the wood, we can just change the colors of these just to make it look nicer, more random. And some added, this is like meant to be like a little filler, so some added details I'm gonna do is just have it like almost like it's leaking down, make it look more like, I don't even know what you call this, like it's the stuff that holds things together. I don't know, I'm not a construction expert, so. And then all I'm gonna do, it's pretty lazy, but you know it works, is I'm just gonna copy that up. Now this sort of design is gonna be what's used on the little room in the corner there. It's going to be something sort of like this same idea. It's also going to be what I'm going to do for the station as well. Oh gosh, I've done way too much in this episode. Oh man, it looks good, but it takes so long. What a like massive room this is going to be just for a station as well. That's crazy. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste this. We don't need to tell anyone. This is our little secret. And we can just put this over here as well. And while we're at it, we might as well just put it there. Man, this ride is insane. I don't know what I'm doing to myself, but I'm doing it. Actually, we're gonna delete this one here because I don't want the station to be this open. I want the station to feel like pretty small and conserved almost. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, guys. But yeah, the station will be just here, and I want the station to, of course, just be like a small little thing, like nothing crazy. We can have this little area be big, but the station, I don't want it to be. We can just quickly block out what we want the station to be. There we go. And then it comes out into this little room here. And that will have the effect here. Should work really nice. Man, this thing's crazy. The good thing about this is that it doesn't need to be perfect because it's like the inside of the wall. When people make stuff like that, that's not like seen. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I don't have to make it perfect. We can just make this any way we please. Then one thing I can do as well, just put a little bit of extra detail, is add this goopy stuff I made. What is this even called? Like, it's like the filling, and it comes in those like tubes. It's not like insulator. I don't even know. Very nice, very nice. For now, I'm gonna leave the walls like that. Actually, no, there's one. Okay, for now, I think that's gonna be pretty good. I'm really happy with how it looks. It looks exactly like what I was trying to go for. The next thing I need to do is just add some extra details because it is very plain in here. So the first thing I want to do is add like some pipes. I think would be a really cool one. And we're gonna start with just this hexagonal, yeah. Hexagonal, bro, I can't speak. But yeah, we're gonna start with this hexagonal piece, like that. We're then gonna grab a cylinder and we're gonna put it in the middle. And of course, since we are at rat size, these pipes are gonna be absolutely massive, just like the rotating thing. And I think for the color, I'm gonna do like a dark, like turquoise like this and make it metal. Ooh, that looks nice. Now we just need this to be very high. I'm gonna be so for real, I think that's too big, so we're gonna make it smaller. I think that height would be perfect. And we can just do that. And then for the top, we're gonna have one of these bendy pipes, wherever these are. Where are they? Where are they? There they are. And we can just like shove that into the wall over here. Now I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but no one really has to know. We're gonna just copy all of this and we're gonna just shrink it down. And we can put another one just like over here. And then we can change the color of this one and make it more dark blue. I think it might look nice. We just gotta make sure it's not sticking through the wall there. Nice, very good, very good. Oh gosh. And the final little thing I want to do, we got some pipes in, looks very nice, is make some like screws. I think would be really cool. Okay, so we'll grab a cylinder. We'll go like this, and then we're gonna grab a cone. We can make it that big. I think might look nice. We're just gonna paint this gray. We'll make it like a dark gray. And then this is gonna be the difficult part, is making like the spiral. Now this is not gonna look perfect, but it should do the job. It is a very small detail, so yeah, something like that. You gotta let me cook with this one, all right? Group this. We're gonna make it really small now, and then we just gotta stick it onto the end here, pretty much. And just like that, we have a screw made. Now, very simple, but it's gonna be some cool little detailing. So we can just grab all of that. We're gonna group it, and then we can just start putting these around the place. Actually, there we go. Okay, with the screws now, we can just like put these wherever we want, just to make it seem like they've screwed something into the wall. Like we can put one like there, put one over here as well. Just put these around the place, you know. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. Now we can just close out this final area. We're not going to do anything crazy to close it off. We're just going to copy the floor up and use this because there's too much detail on this ride already. At this rate, the ride is going to break Pixar Park. Very ugly on the outside, but that's going to be fixed up later. Finally, we're just going to add just a basic light orb for now. Once I do the station, I'll finish this off. So we're going to do this. We're going to make this. There we go. Oh my gosh, this looks insane. This is the craziest build so far in this park ever. Like, oh my goodness. Let's ride it quickly. See what we've done. And then I think we will call it quits there. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then of course the fridge. We've done so much this episode. This ride's gonna take so long to do. Ooh, there we go. This is, oh my gosh. This is my favorite part of the whole ride, is this little drop here. I just feel like you get such a cool angle of the whole fridge. It looks unreal. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. And then here we go. We have the cool drop here. We're gonna have the lights turn off and we drop into the next scene, which will be in the, oh, I don't know what just happened, but that will be in the next episode, that next scene. But oh my gosh, we got so much done. Like, this whole scene just looks unreal. Like, I'm just so happy with how it came out. Like, crazy. Then we also got a start on like the station sort of area, the entrance to the fridge. There's some more details I want to add to here, but we're gonna do that in the next episode. I want to add like some scratch marks around the edges. I even want to like add a sign here that says like food this way, like the rats are planning it to go steal the food. I don't know, something along those lines would be pretty cool. We'll also get this little station done in the next episode, and we'll probably get the queue done as well. It will be a very short queue, but there's not much I can do. I'm gonna be so for real, like, I'm very limited, but yeah. And then I think the final thing we'll do in that next episode is get that second little scene made, which is gonna be the one where you go underneath the burners. But just looking at this as like a whole, we only got like that little area done. Like, oh my gosh, this ride is gonna be huge. So we'll try and get this scene, and I think the station and queue done the next episode. And then the last episode for the ride itself, we will get these two scenes done potentially. And then we'll have a final episode wrapping up the restaurant, and the exit gift shop. Okay, this is crazy. If you enjoyed this episode, then remember to like and subscribe. This took me so long to make. I'm very happy with how it's looking. If you agree, if you think this is good, make sure to subscribe. See the progress of what's gonna look like. And yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits there. We did a lot this episode, but I'll see you in that next episode of Pixar's Adventure Park.